Hello everyone, 626 Games here again. And I wasn't quite ready to start yet, but I saw this shiny little crystal up here when I was finishing rebuilding my base. So before I continue with that, I wanted to come and grab it. Because I had found one of these while I was rebuilding my base yesterday. But I'm glad to find this in the same spot, basically. I don't know if these respawn or if this is just a different rock. It might have been a different rock. But yeah, we got some quartz now. And we'll go and research that in just a little bit. What the? There's another weird rock underneath my base. I don't remember seeing this one before, but it's sulfur. Let's go ahead and mine that up. And we'll run that through. We'll run that through the MAM. Well, here we are back at the MAM, and I also want to see if I can do anything with these slugs that I picked up when I was off exploring. Let's see what we have. Doesn't look like we have anything from here. Nothing in nutrients, but here's power slugs. We can unlock power shard. The analysis of yellow power shards is complete. We have overclocking, which we're going to need one of those power shards. And then we also have a purple power shard. It's going to take the only purple worm I have, or slug, but I'll go ahead and do that anyway. Now let's see if we can turn that one of those slugs into a power shard. Looks like one power shard per blue slug. And it looks like 2 power shards per yellow slug and 5 per purple. So I'm going to go out slug hunting again later. But we can go ahead and do overclocking, which it doesn't say here what it does. So it doesn't tell you what it does, but I'm pretty sure what it does is we just put these power shards into constructors and such, and it makes them faster. I believe so. I'm not ready to show off too much of the base just yet, so I'll go check that out in a second. But we also have quartz and sulfur we found. So we'll research the quartz. Now we have quartz crystals and silica. Both of them are going to require 20. And it looks like I probably want to go silica because I want those blade runners. I think they make me faster. So let's go the silica route. And yeah, it's going to take a bunch of silica, which I think is going to also require the quartz. Yeah, so we're going to have to find a quartz vein before we can do that with any efficiency. But down here is where we put the power shards. And if you just hold shift and click it, you'll pop them in there. And you'll see overclocking 150, 200, 250%. And it goes all the way from 40 to 100 per minute with 3 of these things in here. I'm going to turn this off. And apparently you can also slow down production. But I want these back. I'm pretty sure if I deconstruct it, I'll just get those back. So that's for those. And then the last thing was sulfur. We have enough to do scannable resource. That'll help us find more sulfur. And we're not going to have enough to do anything else, it looks like. So we'll have to come back to this once we find another sulfur vein and another quartz vein. Now, quartz is pretty darn far away. All the way up here by these two little markers I have is some quartz. We also have a little bit of quartz in this arrow here, and then a little bit right here. But it looks like the main deposit's going to be all the way up here. Sulfur is not so bad. Sulfur is just a little bit to the right of this little lake here. And I think it might be on top of a big rock thing. Those aren't too bad. And one more thing I wanted to look at really quick is we hadn't built the object scanner yet. And if you equip it, it works pretty much like the other one where you hold V, except you have a little thing in my hand here. It says nut. And if you right click, it changes what you're going to be scanning for. So now we have power slugs. We can search for berries. Berries, nuts, and power slugs right now is the only thing that we can search for with this. And you can upgrade it to get more. And right now we don't have any power slugs anywhere near us. But as you see, as I start getting more this way, we start to see it beeping. And the bar fills up a little bit. And the closer you get to where the slug is, the more the bar fills up. And it also works as like where you're pointing it. So as I'm pointing it this way, you see it goes all the way down. But as I point it back this way, and I'm pretty sure it's detecting that yellow slug. You can see right there on my crosshair in that poison cloud, there is a yellow slug, which I am unable to retrieve yet. But that's how the object scanner works. I'm going to go ahead and, not going to get run over by my truck. I'm going to run over to that sulfur.
Observed in adhesives and medicine, both beneficial for field research. A new research tree can now be accessed in the map.
My mistake. So I was over here clearing a path to the sulfur, and I forgot these weird looking things that look like they should be underwater. Like, it looks like coral. Anyway, if you harvest these with your chainsaw, you get the Mycelia and silica. So silica was something that we were needing for research. And you also get Mycelia, which is useful for crafting, and it can also be used for fuel. And all of these little coral things have them. And I think these too. Well, these just have the Mycelia, but they do not have the limestone. And I'm just over here a little bit to the east of my coal deposit, and the sulfur deposit's just a little bit further over here. I was just clearing a path with my chainsaw, and I saw the AI thing start to speak. So I quickly hit record. Hopefully I caught most of it. But up here's the sulfur. Put my chainsaw away for now. I'll finish clearing all of this area out here in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and run some power. And I'm going to run the sulfur line over here. I'm going to fill in this, and I'm going to put a little storage container. And for now, we're just going to run sulfur into a storage container over there. Well, unfortunately, I don't have enough to get it as far as I wanted to. I ran out of steel beams, but I got it as far as here. I'm going to grab a little bit of sulfur to get some of that tech going. And I'm going to have to come back with more steel beams so I can build that conveyor belt the rest of the way here. And then I'm going to build a truck depot here, and I'm going to increase my highway a little bit and have a truck running the sulfur back home. But for now, I want to check out all of this new stuff that I got. So we have Mycelia here, found in fungus-like specimens on the planet Massage-2. Parentheses AB B. Weird name for a planet. Not gonna lie, that sounds like something that was named by an AI. Anyway, we can get biomass from the mycelia, which it's not really a permanent source. Those things do run out, so probably not the best source for biomass. Because we can also make fabric with the mycelia, and we're going to need 100 biomass along with the mycelia to research that. We have whatever that is. Instead of a regular explosion, this obelisk creates a deadly gas cloud. Well, I'm not really interested in that right now. We're not really fighting with the local wildlife. We're still friends. So let's pass over this right now. I'm going to have to get some biomass together, which ironically I disabled and deleted all of that stuff last night. So let's set that up again. We have a bunch of sulfur I picked up. We're going to need a little bit of coal, and then we can get black powder. We'll need more frames, and then we'll be able to get this one. And then what about here? We didn't actually pick up any more quartz. What we picked up was actual silica, which is great because we needed the silica for the blade runners. And we need a lot more silica for the +6 inventory slots. But now that I know I need 200 silica, I'll probably go ahead and just chainsaw a bunch of those things until I have that, because +6 inventory slots is very nice. So I'm going to pop all of this extra stuff in here if I can. And I'm going to gather, see, I needed coal, biomass, and a couple other things. Okay, we have the sulfur and the coal needed for black powder research. We'll do that. And we do not have what's necessary for any of those. We do have the experimental power generation requirements, which unlocks compacted coal, which it looks like we're going to need a hard drive to research that. It's a much more efficient alternative to coal, used as fuel for vehicles and coal generators, which I think will increase the output, the watt output of the coal generator. And that's something we can work on as soon as I find a hard drive. And then the other one is turbo fuel, which is great, but I don't have a jetpack yet, so I don't care about that. And I believe, oh wait, no, we had this one as well. We had fabric. So we can go ahead and research fabric. Which unlocks synthetic polyester fabric, which we're quite a ways from that. We are going to unlock another hand equipment slot, which we will be able to do as soon as we get 50 of that fabric put together, and parachutes, which we will also be able to do as soon as we get some of that fabric put together. I think the fabric is made inside the craft bench. Now there's a couple more things in here that I want to do too, but I do not have the materials. And this was the last one, and we needed more silica for that. Alright. I have the fabric and the silica I need. It's also worth mentioning that the mycelia, when using it for the production of biomass, is going to make far more biomass than anything else. Just one makes 10. For wood, it takes 4 to make 20. So one of them makes 5. So double that of wood. Still not as good as the alien protein, but I think it's better to use the alien protein for DNA capsules, which you can turn in to the recycler there. But let's go ahead and unlock the parachute. And we need more rotors, which I think I don't have in here. Well, I got them now. I just had to go and retrieve those really quickly. And now we can get one more hand equipment slot. And if we go over to quartz, was it? I got the 200 silica for 6 more inventory slots. Yeah. Inflated my pocket dimension. Whatever you say. So that's going to go ahead and do it for now. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.